Eyewitness News at 11.
The people that get the worst care are the people with the worst insurance.
It is significant. It was a 128-page brief, and what that did was it denied Oprah's motion for summary judgment.
Ken Rothweiler is here. Ken, thank you very much.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
You're running that Philadelphia Bar Association, aren't you?
I am.
Okay, doing a good job over there.
To you guys, yeah, and I'm joined with one of the best legal minds in this city, Ken Rothweiler. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Jen.
So basically, what's going to happen today is there will be the last pre-trial hearing for this huge defamation lawsuit. We know this, that Lorado Nzamni was the headmistress for Oprah Winfrey School. She's now suing Oprah for defamation. So first of all, you've read the brief that came out of this judge's courtroom. You say it's significant.
It is significant. It was a 128-page brief, and what that did was it denied Oprah's motion for summary judgment. What Oprah basically tried to do was dismiss this case. The judge did a thorough analysis of all the statements that Oprah made and said that they could be capable of being defamatory. So now he's holding this case over for trial, which starts on March 29th. 18 times she made statements that she's going to have to defend in the courtroom that were potentially defamatory.
Okay, so it's basically going to be 18 little mini trials, if you will. Each and every one of them could be a new count.
I think so,
okay.
Yeah.
7:30, Jen.
Yeah, you have likely heard about the new mammogram recommendations. Women being told they should wait until they're 50 and only have it done every 2 years.
Man, everybody has an opinion on this one. Is the talk of the country. You know, Dr. Mike yesterday lashed out at the idea, and now medical malpractice lawyers are speaking out as well, including this one right next to me here. Ken Rothweiler is here. Ken, thank you very much.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
You're running that Philadelphia Bar Association, aren't you?
I am.
Okay, doing a good job over there. What is this about? What is your fear when you hear about these new recommendations?
Well, with the new recommendations, women who are 40 and above won't be getting mammograms. And mammograms are efficacious. I mean, mammograms catch breast cancer. My wife is an example of this. I mean, she was caught when she was 48 years old. She had mammograms every year from the time she was 40, and at 48, a mammogram caught her cancer. I mean, right now, under Pennsylvania law, every woman has to be insured by her private insurer. They're paid for. Mammograms are paid for. Under this new guideline, I'll bet you that what happens is that insurance companies are no longer going to pay for women over 40. They'll start with women over 50, which means if you have the money and you can pay for a mammogram, you're going to be okay. And what it's going to affect are poor women.
Yeah.
Poor women aren't going to be able to get these mammograms. It's going to create two classes of people. It's all about money.
Do you think the insurance companies, well, this is just speculation, got to the people putting this new recommendation list together?
It's certainly suspicious, Mike.
It sure is.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what's going on here is that this recommendation is probably going to create a situation where health insurers no longer have to pay for mammograms for women in their 40s.
Well, I get their point in a way. Only in a slight way. Probably 90% of all the mammograms turn out to be a positive thing for the woman. They get good news. You're not sick in any way. But yeah, that's rolling the dice.
Yeah, it's the 10% we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, you only care if you're the 10%. My wife was one of the 10%, and you know, but for the fact that she had that mammogram, I mean, they never would have caught her cancer.
What'd she say when she heard about these new rules?
She was real upset. I mean, real upset. There's lots of women out there that this is going to affect in a very adverse way.
All right, you trial attorneys always get a bad rap when it comes to medical malpractice cases and stuff like that. Is there anything you guys can do as a group to lobby, you know, the insurance companies or Washington? What can you do other than come on a big-time TV show and talk about it?
Well, I'm not sure what we can do. You know, this thing is news. I mean, in the last 2 days, it came as a shock to all of us, and we're all talking about it. And we don't want more litigation. Let me tell you, what we want to do is we want to, you know, we're worried about women's health here. Everybody is. So, you know, litigation is probably the last thing we're thinking about. Everybody ought to rally to put this thing, you know, so that it doesn't occur.
Well, there's been such a backlash to it. I think people are getting the message, women are getting the message. But people do listen to recommendations.
They
go, I won't do that. I'm not 40 yet. I don't have to do that, etc. Now it's I'm not 50 yet.
That's exactly right. They do have to do it. I mean, it's very important. You know, one thing I want to tell you, which is a misconception, people think that mammograms catch all cancers. They don't. There's only one way to diagnose a cancer, truly diagnose a cancer. It's a biopsy.
Right.
What a mammogram tells you is you may have a problem.
That you need a biopsy.
That you need a biopsy. That's right. So anybody that thinks that a mammogram itself is going to catch a cancer, isn't on the mark. That mammogram is only going to tell you there's something unusual going on. It'll lead to a biopsy, as with my wife, and that may lead to surgery, but that's going to save lives.
On the Health Alert tonight, in a medical emergency, you certainly are enthusiastic about turning to the ER. Well, the emergency room is where doctors are supposed to figure out what's wrong. But medical reporter Stephanie Stahl says it doesn't always work out that way.
We're going to help Mommy get up, right? 1, 2.
Just to stand up is an ordeal for 24-year-old Yanira Montanez. She has to depend on her mother and 4-year-old daughter for everything in their North Philly home.
It's hard, you know, to even think about it, but...
Iris Soto is devastated. Her daughter had so many hopes and dreams.
See how happy she was in those pictures?
4 years ago, Yanira was thrilled with her newborn baby and celebrating with the family. Now, she is brain damaged, paralyzed, and blind. She won't be able to watch her daughter grow up.
My sweetheart and my baby forever, ever, ever too.
Yanira's tragic story started with crushing headaches, some numbness in her face, and nausea. She went to 2 Philadelphia emergency rooms 3 times in 3 days.
They just kept sending me back home.
Initial hospital tests showed Yanira was pregnant with her second child. Doctors figured that was causing her symptoms. What doctors missed was a tumor. It was growing and killing brain tissue. 4 days after that first trip to the ER, the brain swelling caused Yanira to pass out and fall down a flight of stairs.
They should have done a CAT scan. Any first-year medical student knows that what she had was neurological in nature.
Lawyer Kenneth Rothweiler says Yanira wasn't given the proper tests, a brain scan, because she's poor and on Medicaid.
The people that get the worst care are the people with the worst insurance.
He says she was the victim of a new kind of medical discrimination. However, the judge in the malpractice trial rejected that claim and said there was no evidence of discrimination. Yanira's pregnancy didn't last, but the consequences of the missed brain tumor will be with her forever.
She would have been all right if they would have done the right thing for her.
A jury awarded the family $11 million, deciding that doctors with Temple Health Systems, which owned the hospitals where Yanira was treated, were negligent.
Katie, you know what? What? I love you. I love you.
Temple issued a statement that says, in part, Temple provides more than $100 million in free and under-reimbursed care each year, and to suggest that medically necessary care was withheld because of insurance status is an insult to the communities served by Temple.
Temple appealed the verdict, but then settled with the family out of court for an undisclosed amount of money. I'm Stephanie Stahl, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.